Kash Patel is shutting down the J. Edgar Hoover building in Washington. Remember that this was not his original decision. It was the decision during the Biden administration that this 50-year-old building was unsuitable. It was decrepit. Are we going to lament the closure of that office and what it represents symbolically? I don't think so. Robert Mueller, a former FBI director, was the head of the special counsel's office. Remember that? He was almost giddy about that they were going to get Donald Trump on Russian collusion. His successor was James Comey. We had Peter Strzok, Lisa Page. That same office gave us the successor to James Comey, interim director Andrew McCabe. He was followed by Christopher Wray. He had the chief counsel, James A. Baker, working with Twitter and Facebook to suppress news of the laptop. 51 supposed intelligence authorities said that it was Russian disinformation. Add it all up, and I think it's been a very good but overdue thing to close down that Washington office. Hello, this is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. Recently, Kash Patel, who's been on a lot of under fire by the left in a variety of ways, the new FBI director, he announced that he is shutting down the J. Edgar Hoover building in Washington, where there's about 1,500 employees, as I understand it. There was a lot of outrage, but remember that this was not his original decision. It was the decision during the Biden administration of Christopher Wray that this 50-year-old building was unsuitable. It was decrepit. But what was more interesting, he, in addition to thinking he was going to shut down the building, we don't know where he wants to relocate the headquarters. I would prefer, I think some of you, if you put it in Kansas City or somewhere away from the proverbial deep state in Washington. He also said he didn't understand of the 35,000 employees, why a third were in Washington. Washington, as dangerous as it can be, does not account for a third of all crimes. So he's trying to disperse or recalibrate the FBI. And are we going to lament the closure of that office and what it represents symbolically? I don't think so. Robert Mueller, a former FBI director, was the head of the special counsel's office. Remember that? And he had that dream team, the all-stars, a hunter-killer team with the left. Was almost giddy about that they were going to get Donald Trump on Russian collusion. $40 million. 20 months later, they didn't find anything. We found all sorts of improprieties within that investigation. Andrew Weissman and others cleaned their cell phones so that no one could see their text messages. We had Peter Strzok, Lisa Page dismissed from the investigation because of their notorious and now infamous tweets. We had Robert Mueller go before the House Intelligence Committee and claim that he didn't know what the Steele dossier was, nor what Glenn Simpson's Fusion GPS was. That was impossible. Those were the two catalysts that prompted his own appointment. His successor was James Comey. He's in the news right now for that weird tweet where he said he was walking on the beach and he saw 86-47 get rid of Trump, or maybe, kill Trump, or whatever 86 can mean. I mean, it can mean a lot of stuff. And he didn't understand it. But he's also got a novel coming out right now about a supposed right-wing celebrity who threatens people, and then something happens to the people he threatens. Was this a stunt for his book? I don't know, but it's in line with his character. He went before the same House Intelligence Committee on 245 occasions. He pled either I don't know, or I can't recall, or I don't have that information, or I shouldn't give you that information. 245 times. He was the one that set up Michael Flynn and bragged about how naive Michael Flynn was not to have an attorney when he sent agents in to ambush him on the Logan Act. My gosh, nobody ever invokes that. He was the person who lied to Donald Trump and said, "We don't have an investigation of you, Mr. President." And then he went out and recorded that conversation. He did have an investigation. And then he had a third party leak it to the New York Times. He was the one who hired Christopher Steele. He was a FBI contractor. They used the Steele dossier, which was fraudulent, to get FISA court warrants to, I think, improperly and unlawfully spy on people like Carter Page. That same office gave us Kevin Kleinsmith, the FDA lawyer who doctored a FISA email to spy on Carter Page. That same office then gave us the successor to James Comey, Interim Director Andrew McCabe. He lied 4 times, the Inspector General said to federal authorities, and 3 of them were under oath, which was a basis for his firing. He was followed by Christopher Wray. Why was he spying on parents at school board meetings? Why was he spying on what they called radical traditional Catholics? Why did they go after abortion protesters, but not in the same way people who were protesting pro-life? And why did they do the Mar-a-Lago raid? Why did they go in there with props and special files and scatter the files on the ground where they were not there when they came, and then take pictures of them and add a little classified? Why did they take away 13,000 documents? And out of the 13,000 documents, they only found 102 that were classified, 0.007. I could go on with Christopher Wray. This is what he gave us. He had the chief counsel, James A. Baker, of the FBI working with Twitter and Facebook to suppress news of the laptop. The laptop was authenticated by Christopher Wray's FBI. They kept it silent while 51 supposed intelligence authorities said that it was Russian disinformation. Why didn't the FBI say, no, it's not? We've authenticated it for over a year. Why? Add it all up. Mueller, Comey, McCabe, Kleinsmith, Christopher Wray, Stroke, Page, and I think it's been a very good but overdue thing to close down that Washington office and close a sad chapter in the history of a once great agency. Thank you very much. This is Victor Davis Hanson for the Daily Signal. Thank you for tuning in to the Daily Signal. Please like, share, and subscribe to be notified for more content like this. You can also check out my own website at victorhanson.com and subscribe for exclusive features in addition.